ready? Oh man, it smells so good in the morning. Sun's just cracking. Where we at? Who's slacking? Almost 8 o'clock in the morning. Who's ready? Who's ready? Who's ready for some boom, baby? Boom! Rise and shine. Morning time. It's a plastic pocket challenge right off the bat. I saw this and I was just like, damn, ain't that bitch? Let's just pick up some plastic. And let's talk about my trust issues because they are popping on me right now. I just don't trust them. Women, as far as I can throw them. My mom, my sisters, the women that I've dated. I've just seen people change. And this is Saint's addiction. I'm keeping it real. You know, honestly, flawed. And most people don't want to talk about their flaws and all. But we're going to talk about warts and all, flaws and alls, and trust issues. Hard, you know? Trust is vulnerable. It's a situation where you have to put yourself out there and hope somebody reciprocates the energy back to you. And it's not always reciprocated, is it? You know, certain situations have taken place for all of us to learn lessons in linear thinking that because one thing took place, the next thing's going to take place. So to speak, like, you know, she left me, so the other girl's going to leave me, or that didn't work out, so the next time it's not going to work out, or I'm scared of what's going to happen in case I do stick around. And I don't know how they're going to react or be. I've been on some pretty bad first dates, and this adds to be one of them indeed. It's just scary. It's scary to put yourself out there and be vulnerable and gentle and trusting when your instincts are like, this person can hurt me. This person is showing me unsafe um, behaviors, you know, crying on me. You know, when I just met you, I'm not responsible for your past or your future. And yet you still bring it up. You know, maybe you've done it to the other guy, talking about, I just need him for hugs, cuddles, and fucks. And, you know, the use of human beings and the way we use each other, especially in a narcissist, to want something from somebody. Of course I did that. You know, do all these things and then some, just to find out that that person doesn't really know you, love you, or want what's best for you. And we get, there's the trash man again, wrapped up with people that don't necessarily have, oh man, I kind of pulled my own beard with that, our best interest in mind, right? They just want to have a good time or a meal or something to that effect. And I know you know what I'm talking about because we've all been there where maybe somebody, we take them to dinner. It's happened to me at the sushi, and it's a nice restaurant. I'm paying good money, and she's like omitting me, right? You would only saw the Saints Addiction shirt, maybe the beard, but I was like, woo, whoop, not even there kind of thing. And you see people pull shit, right? Where they're only on their bullshit. They're only the only one in their photo. Narcissism, I don't model, but every photo is of them, or the bullshit of trying to share an experience with somebody. Is it easy? In our lives, we all have abilities to lie. And I don't put it past anyone. I don't pass my own mother, my aunts, my sisters. I just watch other human beings with vaginas act atrocious. And it's not just women, it can be men too. We're all in on this game trying to get to the things that we desire the most by any means necessary. And that includes working long hours or stealing. It's like both of them. And as long as someone's getting their rocks off, right, then the socks get dropped off, the clothes come off, and then things happen. Maybe just for gratification. It's not even for masturbation. It's not even for loneliness. It's all these things are an epidemic, and like no one knows how to use their big boy words or their big girl words to express themselves honestly, truthfully, and completely. And there's where my swallowing that water. Yep. And that's where my trust issues come from. I've just seen people that say one thing and do another, and this is why it's important to be impeccable with your words. If you have the 4 agreements, you would know that you got to represent you in a way that says, I'm being honest with myself, not taking any punches, or maybe I'm saying things sideways. There's a lot of passive aggressive behaviors. There's people that will say one thing, do another. They're not in congruency with themselves, and that's when I get like trust issues, because it's hard to find people that are solid with themselves. They're solid with their friends, solid with their family, solid with their life. And instead, what takes place is a lot of drama, past behaviors, and past emotions that make us not in our own light, that make us outside of ourselves, and then no one's there to trust us. I'm gonna go on a walk with this old lady one day. Let's go. Let's go. That's amazing. Go ahead, old lady. Yep, rise and shine. Let's go. She's still moving at the same pace. I fucking love this right now. Let's smoke this J. Let's go. Wake up in the morning every day. If you're allowed to wake up and then have conversations with your body, the environment, and your will, and have conversations, say, am I in the direction of trust, or I have issues? Look who just came up. I literally just sparked this joint. Look at this guy. Come on, morning sunshine. Missed you, bro. You didn't think I'd be up, did you? Yeah, I'm up. I've been up for a couple hours. It's not open. It's open on this side, though. I don't have to open that one in the front. I'm just finishing the morning motivation. I'll holler at you in a second. Welcome back. Yeah, I'll holler at you. But I got trust issues. I watched my mom divorce my dad. He was an alcoholic. He was abusive, and maybe rightfully so. I give her a pass for it, you know? It's just that she also did the same thing to my stepdad. And that was a little scary in itself, too, that I couldn't trust her around men. I can't even trust her around myself. Even right now, my mom's reached out to me, and I was like, fuck no, I'm not talking to you. I can't trust you. My shit out of a 3rd-story window. Like, that's normal. You know what I mean? And then I met somebody, and then all of a sudden this guy looked over. He could smell my weed a little bit. Yeah, buddy, you know, you wish you had some, but it's mine. And to see people act differently, they can tell you one thing and swear by it, look you in the eyes, even feel their honesty, and yet we can still have the ability to deceive. We have the ability to deceive ourselves. That's denial, you know, and then we have an ability to deceive others. And I even propose that almost like you have to deceive to convince. It's almost like the birds flying their feathers and doing the dances to try to convince the female to lay with her, or maybe it's the males and they're fist fighting for dominance and doing all the things that says, hey, I'm dominant, I'm strong, I'm wise, all these other things, I'm wealthy. We're always externalizing all these different behaviors, and hey, no dogs. You know, and we're always externalizing these negative behaviors, and then we go like, why does no one trust us? Well, shit, man, as they see you and you don't smile with your big old booty, you know, and your beautiful hair, maybe we're signaling differently, right? Totally possible to signal a willingness to say, hey, I'm available. And available for what? Available for a screw? Available for a good time, a long time? What are you signaling to people when you're out and about doing your thing? Are you always saying, hey, I'm ready for something new today. I'm ready for something that enlightens me and lightens my load and is peaceful to me? Or am I still seeking those abusive relationships or the relationships that are familiar to me? Usually that's what ends up what we breed. We breed with familiarity. Let's say that 10 times fast. We do. We breed it with familiar. What's familiar? Familiarity? Oh, you remind me of my mother. Oh, you remind me of my father. I got daddy issues. I got mommy issues. I got trust issues. And this is why I'm having this conversation. It's hard for people to. Morning. How are you? Yes. And that's what it is, dude. We're going to have to all take place. And we're all going to have a reason to have conversations with ourselves and say, am I being honest with myself? And is this person being honest with me? And that seems to not be the same place. It doesn't even live in the same realm. It tends to be shady, right? Like we don't even know I'm on butt patrol, butts on shirts, dogs on shirts, but shirts for babies. She looks like I have a baby. Congratulations. I don't know. We all have so many different motivation. And that's why they call it your MO, your modus operandi. How do you operate? Are you operating under fear? And then you're just worried that everybody's going to hurt you. And then you put off that negative energy. And then they feel like that's the energy that it's going to be. Or are you going to be the type of person that trusts yourself, trusts your instincts, and trusts your own gut and say, okay, I noticed that I sensed something, or maybe my triggers started sensing something to me, and it just drives me crazy. Gorgeous, great dress. Look, you look amazing. Look, how you gonna miss a compliment? She's not getting it. She's in my favorite color, blue, baby blue, with her hair all done too, and still nothing. And maybe that's her trust issues. We go into the world and we say, oh, stranger danger, or people are meant to hurt you, and don't talk to people that you don't know. And it's just like, how are you going to meet anybody? How are you going to meet yourself unless you have challenges? If you don't go through situations to say, okay, this is what trust looks like. I saw it from my parents. I saw it from my teammates. I saw it from, I don't know what you call a corporate team, but like those things too, it's like your work team, your family team. All these things are part of the dream. It's part of the dream to be able to wake up in reality and say, okay, I can trust people again. Most people can't complete that sentence. Most people have said, I've let my friend borrow money and they let me down. I was in love with this woman and now it's over. Saw a friend I ain't seen in a minute. Good old Janelle didn't even add me as a friend. Was just like, I got out of a 6-year relationship and it's all on him. And it's like, well, what did you learn, dude? What did you learn? Did you learn to not trust people, or did you learn that you have trust issues? It's real easy to put it on other people. It was like, it's all on you, dude. You're the reason I don't trust people. And it's just like, I have reasons not to trust people, but I also keep the door open because I don't know. I don't know what the book's going to read like. I don't know what the next chapter is going to be. Only you can write the next chapter. So when you're going into situations and maybe you don't see, maybe you're blind to the facts, or maybe you're or blind to your own emotions, that's all of us, bro. That is all of us. All of us acting atrocious, not smiling at each other. I talked to the girl from Berlin the other day. I said, nobody smiles. It's like, I go, yeah, today's a bright sunny day. Yeah, we're alive. And people were like, what's good about it? Have a good day. What's good about it? You're just like, bro, if we're going to see the negativity in everything, then our whole lives will be surrounded by negative vibe. Our whole lives will just start resonating in this antitrust factors, bristly porcupine, and stay away from me. I have to be safe. And then I'm like, well, if you play it safe, then you never get any goals accomplished. And then if you risk it for the biscuit, then you might actually have a chance at it. But there it is. It's like, do you dare to try again? Do you dare to be vulnerable? Do you dare yourself to do something that's not familiar? Something that does challenge you, like finding a trusting relationship, like building a family, and like building a business. It's like one of the hardest things. I knew that building a family would be harder than starting a business from nothing. My whole business, even printing now, I still get phone calls every day. Boom, can I get 3 copies? Can I get 10 copies? This, that. Sure, that was hard to do. Now it's kind of been an autopilot. Now it's like, okay, let's build an international corporation, or not a corporation, but an international team for Intersect.ai. We're all entrepreneurs. We're not a corporation, but build this. And I trust my fellow teammates to do the work that they say they're going to do. And they trust me to do the work that I'm going to say to do. And we trust each other to work together. That's what's happening. So why is it so hard for us in relationships? Well, shit. We live in a world of convenience. It's so convenient to have, my great aunt Marlene would tell you that your, what did she call the word? Your, not priorities, your, what's the word when you have your principles? Or, it's only your principles when they're challenged. It's principles are never convenient, is what she would tell me. You have to show people your principles then and now. So that means they're going to make a decision based on who you are by the principles that you abide by. And if you bend your principles, then they know that you're going to bend, and then there's not much trust there. And then to get somebody to go and say, okay, I stick by my guns, even though I had to risk losing the relationship, even though I had to risk looking a fool, I still set the tempo for the trust. And that was something that I was watching with a Navy SEAL. The guy went into the black masters. Why do you think there's no black guys on the Navy SEALs team? And even if I lie, that'll set the tempo for the whole relationship. He said, honestly, sir, I don't think the black guys do good at swimming. And he's like, you're damn right. I'm horrible at swimming. That shit sucks. And that's what he said. And he made him laugh, and he built trust. And that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to risk looking a fool just to be honest, right? That's what Saints Addiction's all about. Honestly, this thing peeled up, so I wear my shirt. Flawed, honestly flawed, not imperfection, not so you can believe and I can virtue signal to a stranger through the internet. No, that at the end of the day, when the chips fall down where they may, I still been honest, and even if I was going to get in trouble, I still took my punishments. You know, I can take this on the shoulder. Same with my South Korean prison, the book and door. Apparently there's another book and door, and someone else tagged the book and door on my Instagram, but it's not the same book. But you know, when you prove to people that you will hold tight, even in the face of 6 months in South Korean prison, I didn't know it was 6 months, 5 years I was facing possibly, I still took it on the chin. I could have told him it was Brittany. Brittany was smoking the weed. She didn't do any time. She got to go to the Philippines and get $5,000 and go play in Thailand. It must be nice. I still took it. I've been to prison before. I was like, she was so scared. I was like, I got this. This is what I did. I whispered in her ear, I got this. And I did. And I swallowed the evidence, went to the cup, swallowed it down, and no one could tell what was going on after it. If they had looked at the barcode, my handwriting literally said her name, Brittany, in the barcode, and it would have been all over for her. She would have had it done some time too. It could have been drastically different. So, you know, there's been plenty of opportunities where I've blown trust. Like my friend Dave, I still think about it. He came with his son and he crashed at my mom's house, but he didn't pick his shit up and didn't say thank you for the meal. And I told him, like, hey, don't be giving my mom no thank yous. Be like, oh my God, Mrs. Saint, so good. Oh, you know, go give her the over top love. No, they're the lazy, shy, and not pick up after themselves. And I kicked him out. And I regret that. You know, it's like I broke trust. He blocked me, and I don't think we'll ever be friends again. There's a couple times, you know, where I took a friend to a dinner and he was kind of being ungrateful. I'm like, man, you can pay for the meal then. And I left him there, and we kind of never had a friendship ever since. I break trust on a regular basis, especially in relationships. Can you trust me not to sleep around on you? Probably not. That's scary to say. Try telling that to someone that you love and they've only had 6 partners and you don't even know how many people you've been with. Yeah, have that conversation. Who gave me the chlamydia? Was it the other girl I'm sleeping with or the other guy you were sleeping with? Tough conversations. Most people just lie. I don't have herpes. You didn't ask me about my STDs. Parents doing background checks on me. It's all these things. It breeds contempt. You know, the familiarity starts turning into contempt, starts turning into a pattern that you have to see inside yourself and go, okay, can I rely on me? And then if I can rely on me, can I rely on somebody else and trust them like I trust myself or like I trust my team? That's a big thing. You know, trust can't be bought on the shelf. It has to be earned. And same like love, you know, it gives away so freely, but it's not as easy as we'd like it to be. I'm on Yam Watch again, baby. Yam Watch. Butts on shirts. Yes, blessed. Can you trust yourself enough to be a person that people can rely on? That's where I got reliable models on. At the end of the day, when you're doing business, people have to look you in the eye and go, I'm going to give you this 10 grand. Are you going to give me the product back? And that's what this is. It's a trust exercise. Everything in life is a test. It's testing you to see how you're going to turn up. When I lost the key at Yoni's, I thought I lost it on the hike. I was like, oh shit, it's all the way up on the hill. It fell out my pocket when I was walking around the forest. Lord knows where that key is. Apparently, when I gave him a hug, the key fell out of my pocket. And I'm like, where's the key? And I'm like, did I give it back to you? He's like, no. I looked around for like a half hour. I said, bro, okay, back. I said, bro, I'm fired. I fired myself. I don't know what I did with the key. You just trusted me with the key and I lost the key. He's like, nope, it fell out of your pocket. Here it is. And not only did I earn his trust by being honest, but he had the key the whole time and wanted to see what I would do in that position. And I told the truth. So find out what it's like to live your truth, your own saint's addiction. You know, like, yeah, sure, I got this perfect last name, but I have these flaws too. I have a broken family. My buddy said, what do you regret? He asked me over this last weekend. I said, not having a relationship with my siblings. I was so abusive to him when I was a kid. And yeah, sure, I could blame my dad that he was abusive to me and I learned it from them and all these other things. Now they don't trust me. And now I can never get it back. So they have trust issues with me. I have trust issues with women. And when you don't have any trust, no deal. It's fucking over. It doesn't matter if you're fucking doing photo shoots in the forest. It doesn't matter if you're making out. It doesn't matter if you even feel something for that person. If you don't trust, it's happened. If you want to sleep with women, they have to feel safe first and foremost, bro. And before anything else happens, it's safety, then it's strength, then it's soul. Are they fucking the version of you that's telling them all the things they want to hear? Are you really the man that they think that you are? That's what they want to trust. Are you really going to have babies with me and leave me for another woman while it's happening? Yeah, that's what my president does in America. Like, he's on the files. Everybody knows he's on the Epstein list. He was sitting on Bill Clinton's lap to get to those islands. All these guys are guilty. We're all guilty of something. But it's like, can you be honest with somebody? Yeah, I'm watching and say, hey, I'm that way, you know. I'm this way. I told the girl when we first started, before the date, I'm like, I don't trust women, you know. I've had them in my life, and I watched my aunts lie. I watched the manipulations of my sisters. I've watched women say one thing and do another, and it's just one of those things where I said, you know what? It's hard for me to believe in a relationship. It's hard for me to believe somebody won't give up and just quit. It's hard for me to say, you know, it's easy to say I love you, but it's even harder to mean it. So, you know, it's the hardest things of our lives that we have to, just like the other animals in the kingdom, go out there and find a mate and mate with them. Some mammals mate, if I've noticed, and some mammals don't. So mostly the birds, they tend to flock together, right? You know, the birds of a feather flock together, but it's also, you know, who are you bonding with? You know, it's hard to build a bond, and that's what we're really talking about when we're talking about marriage, or we're talking about, look at little bunny, just kick your gang, go. You know, it's hard for us to go out there and smell another mammal's butt and say, okay, I like your scent, I like your pheromones, and I want to procreate with you, or invest time in you. That I will be trustworthy enough to go out into the ocean for 6 months and trust to come back to the exact same point and bring our chicklets food and get you off the nest too. That's a lot. You know, that's what we're really asking. Is like, man, sure, I'll fuck you, but are you gonna fuck somebody else? What if I fuck you and then we have a baby? Are you gonna come back with supplies? Are you the type of person that can provide? This is a trust question of all of our lives, and we all walk around super lonely, super overweight, super depressed, super pilled up, and everything. Good morning, and these things are making people grumpy, you know, and living in these lives and living in their lives, and it's like, why would you live a lie? You know, why would you go into a life that's full of nonsense and chaos and crying? And I'm over here smiling and open and trying. This is the difference. Is like, you can close yourself off. You can literally red pill yourself, black pill yourself, blue pill yourself. Just like the Matrix, you're having these situations where you're just like, do I take the red pill or do I take the blue pill? Do I take this path of honesty and openness and vulnerability, or do I go back to my negativity and my protectionism and my isolationism? And that's probably the worst thing you can do, is do isolationism. The isolationism, to isolate yourself. They said that's like almost like 5-6 times worse than alcohol. to and intently alcohol actually does this to you. Like you'll stop answering the phone the next day because you're hungover. So instead of having a good conversation with your friend and getting free healthy dopamine, you'll tune out and be like, I don't want to talk to anybody, shut off my phone, not look at messages but not reply, and then I'm isolated myself in a situation. And that's almost like the worst thing you can do. I'm gonna get one of these flowers too. Oh my god, they're gorgeous. Oh my god, they smell good too. I get this one. Yeah, I press flowers too. We get some of this trash. But yeah, bro, we all gotta know. We all gotta live in our own way, and see if that way is a healthy way that builds more health and builds more wealth and builds more happiness, or go down a path of destruction where all we do is see the negative, and we put that vibe out to people like, porcupine, stay away from me, I'm bristly, I got all these horns and spikes, and I don't want anybody to come near me. And that's part of the thing too. Most of us will be doing something like that, and I get it. Why would you want to risk getting hurt again? Nobody wants to be in that way. Nobody wants to have a bad day. No one wants to have a bad relationship. No one wants to have a bad vibe, and unfortunately it happens often to everybody. You know what I mean? So I still trust nature. God, that smells good. I can't wait to press this one. It's gonna look beautiful, right in the book. And it's not always easy. Life. That is the challenge of life. Which butt to sniff, which butt to trust, and to trust your ass, dude. They were talking about that Nicky Lauda. He's like, I'm not exactly particularly smart, but one thing the gods gave me is an ass that I could feel everything in. So he could feel, all the things. Come on, Yoki Papa, Dad's here. So you can feel the things, in your life. These things in your real life, Pops is here. Let's say what's up. Good morning. Namoy. And do these things. I want to trust these people. Trust me. You need some help? No? Okay. Yo. And to trust my gut instincts. So that if I go out into this world, I trust the universe to take care of me, even if I have no money, even if I have no plan. I still will make it. And that in itself was like the best thing I could get, is to not focus on my trust issues, but focus on myself to complete tasks that I said that I would do, and rise to occasions I didn't even think I could come back from, and show myself to the trust for myself, to trust myself to not fall back into addictions, to trust myself to stay to the mission and keep moving forward, and make things tell us about the challenge, make things a reality, instead of living in that dystopia of this isn't happening, or bad things are happening, or I don't know what's happening. Instead, I flip it and say, no, I'm making it happen, Captain. I'm building the trust within myself, so that way I can be a vision for a vision, so that way I can be in a relationship that is healthy, that is wealthy, that is wise, and that is rich. I think that's all of it. I think that's all of the things that we want the most of in our lives is trusting healthy relationships, vulnerable and safe at the same time, and open and willing. And I think that's the biggest thing. If you're open and willing to see, it's not just me and it's not just you, and it's all of us. We're all out here seeking something, and I trust that you're seeking the right things. I trust that you're hearing this message right now to get the things in your life that need to come and reflect into your light, and that's what I do. I know I stand in my own light, and I make it right. So this morning, with the universe listening and waking up early, I love my life. I love my friends, and I love working on trust again. That's your morning motivation. If you got anything out of this, you already know. Like, share, and subscribe below. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever, and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But the other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, in the other side of the world, because that's where I be. Peace.